Hello, kids. Namaste, and welcome back to another session on Mom and Daughter's Creations. In today's class, we are going to start an amazing topic, an amazing concept that is natural resources. So, without any further delay, let's get started. So, first of all, what are natural resources, right? So, whenever we see the word natural, right, whenever we read this word natural, first thing which comes to our mind is nature, that is Mother Earth, right? So, whatever resources that we are obtaining from our Mother Earth, from our nature, those resources are natural resources, right? And these are the materials which are found on earth that are used to meet people's needs, right? There are many natural resources which we use in our everyday life to make our life more easy, and also these natural resources support our life, right? So let us see what are the different types of natural resources which we are talking about, right? Now, let us see the types: water, forest, animal resources, solar power, wind power, precious metal, minerals, and rocks, crude oil, natural gas, land resources. There are n number of natural resources, but these are few main which we use in our everyday life, right? So let us talk about how each of these example is actually a natural resource. Okay. So talking about water resources. Now water resources, when we talk about water, right? You get water from oceans, you get water from seas, lakes, ponds, etc. and etc. All of this water, the raw water which you get, that you obtain from nature, then you purify it, and then you add some like extra minerals, and then you consume it, right? So the raw material that we are getting, which we drink, the drinking water's raw material which we get, that is obtained from nature, and hence all the water resources are natural resources. Now, talking about forest resources. Now, just take a pause and think about what all materials you obtain from forest, right? There are many materials, right? You get different kinds of medicinal properties. You get different kinds of furniture from the forest, tree barks. You get different paper, pulp, etc. and etc. Now, these all products which are just now listed, these all are the finished products, right? But the raw material is forest. So, forest is something that already exists in nature, and that's why forest is a natural resource. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, talking about animal resources. Animal resources, why animal is a natural resource, right? Now nature animal is also existing in nature, right? You get different kinds of products from animals as well. You get different meat, milk, and then you process all this milk, and then you get paneer, butter, what else you get, cheese, all these things after processing you get, right? So indirectly, some of the other products which we use in our everyday life, those all products come from natural resources. And what is a natural resource here? Animal, right? Now you might think how solar power and wind power is a natural resource, right? We use in our day-to-day life, but it's not obtained from nature. You might think, right, like that. But then you are absolutely wrong. Why? Because solar power and wind power, if you think how both of the powers work, they all come from nature. Now, solar power, you use the sun's energy, and then you convert that into power, and then you use that solar power for electricity, right? And then you reduce your electricity bills, right? So the main source is sun, and sun already exists in nature, and that's why solar power is a natural resource. Okay. Now talking about wind power. Now wind power is also very similar, right? So whatever wind is existing in this nature, now wind is naturally existing. Nobody has created it, right? It is already existing on the nature. So we are using that wind. We are converting that into wind power, and that wind power we are using as a electricity. So the main raw material for wind power is wind, which already exists in nature. That's why wind power is a natural resource. Okay. Now precious metal, minerals, and rocks. Okay. Now you might have seen your parents investing in very precious metals like gold, silver, diamond, platinum, etc. and etc. There are many precious metals nowadays, right? Now you might have seen many people investing in these precious metals, right? Why? And how do they come from, right? These all precious metals come from the nature. How do they come from nature? You might have heard of the word mining industries, right? So in these mining industries, or the miners, what they actually do is they dig into the deeper resources of land, and then they get these precious metals. Then you purify that, then you do different kinds of art with that, and then you get precious jewelry which you're wearing right now. Okay, so that is also obtained from nature. Now, talking about crude oil. What is crude oil? Crude oil is unrefined petroleum. Okay, what is crude oil? Crude oil is the unrefined petroleum. Now, when you refine petroleum, okay, when you try to refine and remove all the bad constituents from it, you get different products. You get petrol, you get diesel, everything comes from crude oil, right? Now, petrol, diesel, which we are using in our everyday life, right? The raw material of that is crude oil, and you get that from nature, right? Now, talking about natural gas and land resources, both of them are also obtained from nature, and hence they are also natural resources. Okay, I hope this is clear, this slide. Let us move on. Man made versus natural resources. What is the major difference, right? What is the major difference between man made versus natural? Now, when you read the word man made and natural, the first thing which comes to your mind is artificial and natural, right? Artificial, natural. Whenever you read the word, you get a clear picture in your mind, right? You understand by reading itself. So, man made products are those, man made resources as those which are made by people, they are artificially made by someone, that is, people. Now, talking about natural resources, they are already present in nature, and we are using that, right, from nature and the environment. There is a Mother Earth, right? Now you can see a picture. Coca-Cola is made by people, and natural is what is eggs which you get from animals, right? Now we will talk about different types of resources. Organic resources. Just a second. Yeah. Organic resources. Organic resources are made from living things, and these are nutrients that derive from living matter. Okay, so what are organic resources? Whatever resources which you're getting from living things, right? Whatever is living, existing in this world, right? Those living things, whatever nutrients you derive from that, whatever resources you get from that living things, those are nothing but organic resources. Okay, now, next type of resource which you are going to see is inorganic, right? Now, organic and inorganic. So, whatever is not organic is inorganic, right? I hope you understood. Whatever is not organic, it is inorganic. So, it is the ulta of organic, right? So, non-living things, whatever is now in organic, living things, whatever resources you get, those are organic. But here it's ulta, as I said. So, non-living things, whatever resources you get from that, that is inorganic. Okay, and these nutrients are found in minerals, other non-living substances. So whatever is non-living, and whatever minerals, whatever nutrients you derive from non-living and minerals, those are inorganic resources. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let us move on to the next slide, that is renewable resources. You might have already studied this, but we're going to discuss about this in this class again, right? So, renewable resources are resources that are naturally replenish themselves, like animals or energy from solar or other renewable resources. So, whatever is present in nature, okay, whatever is present in nature, and that is present in abundant quantity, right? That is present in abundant quantity. Like as I told here, animals and solar. Now, solar, you are using the power from sun, right? Now, sun is not going to get exhausted anytime soon, right? That's why it is a renewable resource that can naturally get replenished, right? That is renewable resources. Okay, I know that you have already studied, but it's a quick recap. Now, non-renewable resources are those which do not naturally replenish, right? Which do not naturally come. Okay, like for example, and the supply is limited. Okay, supply is limited, like oil and coal. Now, let me tell you something. Coal is made with the compression of living organisms, right? When living organisms are compressed with the absence of air and high temperature, when living organisms got compressed under the soil, then coal was formed. Okay, and that's why it is only in limited quantity. Okay, and only in limited quantity, and that's why it cannot replenish itself naturally, and those resources are called as non-renewable resources. I hope this is clear. So whatever is available in limited quantity, that is non-renewable resource. Okay, whatever is available in limited quantity is non-renewable resource, and whatever is available in a little more quantity, better quantity, is renewable. Okay, now let us move further. Yeah. Now let us talk about environmental effects, right? Environmental effects. Now, unsustainable use of natural resources depletes material and can cause problems like pollution, destruction of ecosystems. Now, whatever natural resources we just now discussed, right? Water, land, precious metals, solar power, wind power, whatever natural resources we actually discussed right now, if you don't use all these resources wisely, productively, all of them can lead to a huge problem on our planet Earth. It can result in pollution, destruction of ecosystems, which will eventually lead to global warming, right? And that's why it is very, very, very important to use all of these resources wisely, right? So, whatever natural resources are there, you have to use all of these resources wisely. Okay? Now, next slide. Why does it matter? Now, why do you actually need to use these resources wisely? We must do our part to use resources wisely and to keep earth healthy, right? Why do we need to do this? We need to do this to keep our earth healthy. Now, if, imagine that all of us start misusing all these natural resources, and all problems start occurring like pollution, destruction of ecosystems, disruption of food chain, then global warming. Many problems will be coming, right? If all these problems will come, slowly all the organisms which are present on planet Earth, they will start decreasing. The population will start decreasing, and eventually life will come, like they will, you have to put a full stop to life. That day is going to come if you don't use these resources wisely. And that's why, if you don't use the resources wisely, you cannot keep the earth healthy, right? So in order to keep our earth healthy, we must use the resources wisely. Okay, that's it for today's lesson, students. I hope this was very clear. If you have any doubts, you can comment down in the comment section, and you follow for more such videos. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll meet you in our next video. Till then, take care.